Hi. When I was raising our children, there was no social media or internet or anything like that. And I had never even heard of the family bed, but we didn't have a family bed. For the first 6 weeks, my baby slept in a little bassinet right next to my bed so I can nurse them through the night. And then about 6 weeks, we were exhausted because we'd hear the babies grunting and tooting and whatever. They just make a lot of noises, and we're both light sleepers. So I sleep trained them, and there was no Facebook sleep training. There was no professional sleep trainers or none of that. And I did do the cry out method. I made sure they were well fed and dried, and I'd check in on them. And it took a few days, but within a few days, they learned that every single time they woke up, they didn't need to cry. They could just go right back to sleep. And so within a few days, they were sleeping through the night, well, about 5-6 hours at least, and in another room separate from us. We didn't even have the things that you could hear if they're crying or not. They slept in the room next to us or in our closet. But nowadays, if you say that you didn't do family bed and you sleep trained, women go ballistic. Like, that's just the worst thing in the world. One woman wrote to me last year and said that she was suicidal and depressed, and her baby was waking her up every hour, and the baby was like 8 months old. And I said, sleep train that baby. You need sleep. Sleep is essential for mental health and physical health. I never suffered with postpartum depression because my babies were sleeping through the night. I was getting at least 5 or 6 hours of sleep after six weeks. My children were great sleepers. They grew up secure. It's not abusive in any way, like people claimed it is. If this was all really important to God, He would have told us and commanded us to have a family bed, sleep with your babies, nurse on demand, all the things that these women make sin issues. They're not, they're liberty issues. And if you do have a family bed, make sure your husband's on board with it. I know there's husbands that don't like it, but their wives have been told that they're the authority in this area. No, you're not. We are to submit to our husband and obey them in everything unless it's a sin issue. This isn't a sin issue. And babies in bed can interfere with the relationship between a husband and wife. And so if your husband doesn't want that, don't do it. And obey him. And if he does, that's fine. So don't make this such a huge issue, women, and cause division in the family of God. Support each other, love each other, and just raise them good to love